How you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. So I thought I just want to kind of talk about things where, when you get that sense of feeling where you get that imposter syndrome where you think you're not ready enough to do it. Like for example, let's say like on the lines of like you want to reach out to a potential brand or you want to start that thing, right? You always want to do. But at the same time, you always like procrastinate on it, such as on the lines like you think you're not good enough or you think that you don't have enough, I don't know, like exposure or enough, whatever crap it is, right? Because we all feel it, right? We all have that imposter syndrome to do things when we're not ready. And honestly, I think the best way how a lot of like most people who get to their goals quicker is they just do it when they are not ready. Like for example, right? Like yesterday, I actually got an email from a tourism board, right? So it was an email from I think one of the Argentine tourism. It's called I think I can't pronounce it. It's called fuck. Let me see it here. It's called Buenos Aires, which is like one of the capital cities of Argentina, right? So I got like a pretty much they reached out to me. Well, I reached out to them initially, right? And now they reach out to me if I can provide some sort of like case studies or like testimonials in terms of like what I can provide. And at that time, right, I was started like making like a whole presentations in terms of like how like what work I've done in the past, what results I have done with like certain businesses, such as with like the clients I've worked with especially like the tourism sports I work with. And it's kind of funny as I was making that presentation, I was kind of like fully like procrastinating like how I was gonna format the presentation, thinking like, oh, I don't know if this is even good. I don't even know if I have enough good case studies to submit this. Like I started having this massive imposter syndrome in terms of like thinking, oh, I don't know if I should use should I use this as a case study? I don't know. Like basically a case study means like showing social proof, like in terms of like what you have. Like have you getting like results through like certain businesses that you've done in the past. That's what case studies is. That's the whole point. It's like testimonials, right? And as I was making the presentation, I wasn't too sure that I'm even good enough to do it. But at the same time, I just kept doing it. Like I just kept playing on the presentation. I even called one of my friends who's been helping me in my business a lot, like even helping me about making the presentation, making sure like if it looks good and all of that. And even I was oh, I don't know if it's good enough. Like I feel like I need to change a few things. And even though he was like to me, Chinny, it's all good, man. Like it should be fine. And even like as someone out there, I'm like, even though I'm probably know more about like how the travel tourism board industry works more than him, but sometimes like we always get that little imposter syndrome, that uncertainty that we don't know what we're doing half the time. But as I was doing it, I pretty much ended up finishing off the presentation, and now like tomorrow I'm planning to send it across to see if they'll like it or not. But there's periods where you're gonna have like imposter syndrome. Like you're always gonna make some bullshit excuse of doing the things that you actually want to do. It could be financially, it could be uncertainly, or it could be or it's like the unknown. It's scary. But the only way you actually process this is through just doing it when you're not ready. Because there's never is going to be a perfect time when you're not ready. Because most of the time, most people make excuses when they're saying they're not ready. Even me, even I have so many excuses saying oh, I don't have time or I don't have money. Like those are the two main objectives when people make excuses. Either they don't have time or money. Those are the main two, right? Like we all got time. It's more like how do you see it as a priority? Like for example, next month or the month, I'm thinking of going to New York, but I've been procrastinating on it because my brain's thinking oh, I don't know if I have time or I have money. But at the same time, or it's also that fear of uncertainty. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm scared of spending money to actually go to New York, right? Even I still feel like that as well to this day. And at this point, I think the best way to do it is you gotta kind of, trust your gut and just go for it. Because I feel like the most successful people who have imposter syndrome, right? Or even how they deal with imposter syndrome, how they deal with imposter syndrome is they just literally just do it when they're not ready. Because you never are gonna be ready when you do it, right? So I reckon the best way is you just gotta push it. You just gotta, just do it when you're not ready. Like there never is gonna be the perfect time. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who always want to do certain things, but then they make some bullshit excuses. Like we all do. Like even right now, we all make excuses. Like even, for example, this YouTube channel, right? I always want to start making like raw, unfiltered, talking head videos like this. And before, and I was making excuses. I was making excuses like, oh, like I don't have time, or who would want to listen to me? Like who would want to watch this channel, listen to me? And we all do. And sometimes the best way, you just gotta really just trust your gut and just go with it. Like that's the only way you can really pass imposter syndrome. Just trust your gut and just do it. Like just trust what you can do, because that's just part of the process. That's just part of the journey, honestly. That's the reason why we do it, because every like successful person who's living the dream that you want to live are going to have some form of imposter syndrome. It is. We're all going to have imposter syndrome. Like even to this day, I still get imposter syndrome thinking, I don't know if I'm even good enough to get this client. I don't know if I even know what I'm doing. Like even like, for example, like when I was shooting for the marathon, right? The marathon, which is like the founder's like a billionaire. He's like the second richest person in Australia. Even I was getting a bit of imposter syndrome, saying on the lines, I don't know if my videography work was even good enough for them. Like I was actually like, I was double checking. I was making sure everything looked great. I wasn't too sure if it looked good or bad. But at the same time, as I was doing it, right, well, in the end of the day, then I'm liking the video, and then now I've got like another shoot with them next month now, which is pretty exciting now. So sometimes like you gotta do it when you're not ready. Honestly, that's the best way I really notice why some people actually make so much progress than other people, because you never are gonna have the perfect time to be ready. Like a lot of people do too much planning. Like they do too much planning, pre-production, and it's dumb. Like yeah, there's some things you gotta plan for, obviously, but if you do too much planning, too much scheduling, right, then you're probably not gonna get anywhere, because sometimes like you can do as much planning, but the reason why you keep doing planning, because you're scared of failing. You're scared of fucking things up, right? Like for example, for certain things, like for example, if you're like an engineer, right, or if you're trying to promote like a product launch, yeah, you have to do some form of planning. But then if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right, you can't really do a lot of planning. Like the only planning you can really do is a lot of research. Like you can do like a bunch of research beforehand and then execute. But if you do too much planning in general, and if you haven't actually started and haven't made any progress, then it's just nothing gonna happen, right? It's like that analogy from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, right? Like I'm pretty sure like there was a group of people who aimed for taking there was two groups, right? And he did like a kind of like experiment where like there was one group where they had to take one perfect photo, and there was another group where they gotta take like as many photos as they can. And the group that take the best photos were the people who took as many photos as they can, because over time they got better at it. But the people who tried to take that one perfect photo, their photo ended up becoming shit because they did too much pre-production, right? And that's the problem with a lot of imposter syndrome people, right, in general, is that a lot of imposter syndrome, they do too much pre-production. They do too much pre-production of how to make, let's say, a perfect video, but they never ever shot a video in the first place, because they don't even know what is a good video. So you can't do a lot of pre-production. The only way you really get good at the thing you want to do is do it when you're not ready. Because as you do it when you're not ready, then over time you get better at it. Like for example, when I first learned sales, right, like the first time I tried to get on the sales call, right, I was fucking nervous. I was not ready, bro. Like I didn't know what the question to ask. I didn't know what to say now. But nowadays, when I go into sales, I'm a lot more confident. I still get a bit nervous going on sales call to this day. Like I'm not 100% perfect, but now I'm a lot more comfortable to do it. Like I know what to ask. I know what questions. I know what to say now. Like even like now, like I'm a lot more confident now these days. Because sometimes there's some people who they do too much of the pre-production stuff. So that's what I want to kind of come in to, like, to all the people who have imposter syndrome, is that if you got imposter syndrome, you just got to do it when you're not ready. And the only way you do it is by just doing it. So that's what I got to say. Anyways, hope you're getting some sort of value. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next video. Alright, see ya.